Hey everyone, I'm Tracy. I am your instructor for Speech 131 Tuesday Hybrids this fall. What this video is going over is basically just a welcome of the course. It's going to be me going over the welcome letter and me going over the syllabus and just kind of giving you a rundown of what is going to be going on this semester. So for this semester, you can see you're obviously going to need Eagle. We're going to be meeting in Eagle and in the classroom. A hybrid says that we need to meet in the classroom at least 50% of the time. So what you guys are going to be doing is learning the content online, a little bit in the classroom because we will have time for extra questions and for me to go over some content stuff. But you will be giving your presentations in the classroom. So on Eagle, you'll notice that when you log in to Eagle or Canvas, those two terms are used interchangeably, that the class is set up in modules. So you can see at the top, you have the Start Here module. So hopefully you know that is where you need to start. Helpful tools, personal wellness. This module just gives you some information about disability support services. So if you feel you need extra help, you're going to go ahead and click this link and it'll tell you who you need to contact. I always want to be an advocate and let you know that mental wellness is super important. I know that we need self-care days, and Rock Valley has outlets for you if you need to speak with anybody. So those links are there. Also in the helpful tools module, personal wellness, I just let people know that I am part of the PACE committee and I'm a Safe Zones trainer here at Rock Valley, so you can click that to find more information out. Eagle's Nest Food Pantry, if you need personal items or food, that is there for you. And then Online Learning Resources Quick Access Guide, you can click that. It says helpful links. But let's get back to the Start Here module, then we'll go into the rest of those modules in a little bit. So in the Start Here module, I want you to start here. Welcome. You will find this video, and we are going over this welcome letter in the video. So this welcome letter just reminds you that this is a hybrid course. A hybrid course means that this class will meet online and in the classroom. The content will be taught online through recorded lectures and how-to videos. Your time in the classroom will be for presentations. And I also have office hours available if you need more hands-on help with presentations, or we can also meet on Zoom if we can make our schedules work together. Your class is going to officially start on Monday, August 16th. You are expected to log into the classroom via Eagle that day to get acclimated with the course. If you are unfamiliar with Eagle, or this is your first time taking a hybrid online course, it's vital that you get familiar with the learning management system, because it's really crucial that you kind of check it out, get familiar with it. If you don't, you might get a little bit behind, and I don't want anybody to fall behind. So take some time in that first week to browse around. Okay, your first week is pretty limited with what you need to do, so take time to just search around the course page and start clicking links and start reading, and you will be good to go. Okay. All right, so see schedule below to know and plan ahead for the dates that we'll be meeting in the classroom. Please make sure to plan accordingly. If you can't make it to your presentation day, it'll be considered late. You can't switch days because other days are available. Don't assume that there is time available just because there's multiple days for certain assignments. The other slots are filled with speakers, so please plan ahead. You signed up for this course to meet on Tuesdays from this time to that time, so you need to be available for that particular time period. All right, so these are the days we're going to be meeting in the classroom. We're not meeting in the classroom week one. Week one is online. I want you to get used to the learning management system. We will meet in the classroom week two. Week two, you will do the in the bag speech. Week 5 and week 6 will be the introductory speeches. Week 10 and 11 will be the informative speeches, and week 16 and during final exams week, which is no longer a TBA, but by the time you go to watch this video and read along with the letter, it's a Thursday, which I find strange since this class is a Tuesday, but it's Thursday, December 9th from 10 a.m. to 12 for the persuasive speech. You'll take your exam online and you'll give your presentation in the classroom, but you have about 4 days to take the final exam. But we will be meeting in the classroom December 9th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and that information will be updated by the time you watch this video. So I have provided a schedule for you to sign up. So if you click this hyperlink right here, it's going to take you to a Google Doc that you can edit. And it tells you and reminds you that we're meeting in Classroom Building 1, room 1248 from 10:30 to 1:15 on these specific dates. So what I want you to do is sign up now in advance for all of your speeches. That way you have tons of time to make plans to make sure that you are in the classroom and you know what you're working towards. So on the first speech, or for the first speech, the In the Bag speech, Tuesday, August 24th. So we're only meeting for one day for that, because for that particular speech, it's a short speech. We're only going to need the one class period. We probably won't even need the full class period. But what I want you to do is sign up. So if you want to be first speaker and just get it done and be done with it and sit, go ahead and do that. So just type in your name, okay, and you can be first speaker. If you want to be last speaker, you have that right. Put your name over here, okay? Oops. And that's just going to update to me. Everyone's going to see it updated. Now, when you move into the introductory, informative, and persuasive speeches, you will notice that you have Tuesday, September 14th and Tuesday, September 21st. So it takes up 2 weeks because the speeches get longer. We need a little bit more time in between grading. We need a little bit of setup time. We don't want to fly through these. So you sign up for the date that you want, the first half of class or the second half of class, but you need to be there for the whole time. But, and I'll say this again in the welcome letter when I get back there, you only are responsible for being in class on the day of your speech, because we are still in a pandemic. We're just going to do it this way. We'll have a small audience, which I'm hoping will lessen everybody's nerves. It's good to start small and then work our way up to a big audience. It's desensitizing your anxiety. So you're only responsible for being in class on the day that you speak. So if you sign up for the 14th, you do not have to come on the 21st. Okay? All right. So I'm going to click out of that. So make sure that you sign up. So I have provided a schedule for you to sign up, which we just went over. On the speaking days, it is vital that you are on time. Class starts at 10:30. I needed a little reminder. Class starts at 10:30, so it is important that you're there at 10:30 or earlier. You get in, you get your seat, because we want to make sure that we can fit everybody in on those days. Just because we are a hybrid course and our class time is limited doesn't mean that you will not stick to the schedule provided. Your lateness impacts my schedule and everyone else's. It is important to remember that you have dual responsibility in this course as speaker and as audience member. This means you must not only be on time to your presentation, but your classmates. So just because you're third speaker or your fifth speaker doesn't make it okay for you to be late. You need to be in class at 10:30. In simple terms, you will be in your seats and ready to go when class starts. This is not a class where you can show up to give your presentation and leave. Honestly, that drives me insane. I think it's incredibly rude. You signed up for this class from 10:30 to 1:15. You're going to be there. Like I say in the next sentence, you signed up for a class that meets for 150 minutes. You must be available for those 150 minutes. I may sound cranky, and I a little bit am about this, and harsh when it comes to this, but it's been so problematic in the past, I'm just donezo with it. So, boom, you have to be in class. And I added some means to let you know that I am serious. Or GIFs, however you want to call them. Or whatever you want to call them. All right, sign up for your speaking days. So when we are presenting our speeches, we want to make sure that we're following a couple rules. For informative and persuasive speeches, you want to make sure that you're in professional dress. It's not that big of a deal. It's just great practice for when we're entering into the job force. Also, dressing in business casual attire, it's going to internally make you feel more confident. Studies prove this, and it builds your credibility as a speaker. So you're only doing yourself a favor. So check out the dress code. If you are able-bodied, you will be standing when you're giving your presentations, but you will not be hiding behind a podium, because podiums are going to take away from some important nonverbals that we need in order to have a conversational extemporaneous style of speaking. So when you're practicing your speeches, make sure that you're practicing not standing behind a podium. You want to make sure that you're practicing just standing in kind of an open space. This is stated in the assignment directions, but please remember you are only allowed note cards when presenting. No speaking from outlines, no speaking from manuscripts or a computer screen or your phone. Your 2 5x8 note cards front and back. The pandemic is certainly not over, but we're open. We're back to being open. But since germs and crippling anxiety from public speaking are everywhere, for sure, you are only expected to come to your presentation date. Okay, so hopefully that makes some people happy in terms of keeping the germs to a minimum and then also keeping our anxiety to a minimum. Okay. So some class information you need to know. The textbook, when you signed up for this course, you purchased a textbook. It's called the first day option. So part of your tuition money went to purchasing that textbook. So you have it. I think all you need to do is get your access code from the library, or not the library, the bookstore, I apologize. So when you get that, make sure that you log into Cengage using Eagle. So click on any of these hyperlinks. Don't go to cengage.com. Make sure you click these links. Otherwise, it's going to ask you for an access code. I don't have it. The access code is you guys entering through Eagle. Required materials, you need those 5x8 note cards. Late work, I'm not going to accept it in terms of speeches without a penalty. Okay, so I will accept other late work, small writing assignments, outlines, discussion with penalty of 20% final score. If you are late with your speech and there are no speaking dates left for this assignment, you have put yourself in a really unfortunate situation. It will require more work on your part. I can reserve a classroom for you, and you must find 5 audience members to join you, and you will have to record and submit a URL for you to me. So if you are late on speeches, a 30% deduction off the final score will be deducted. You must complete all 3 substantial speeches, intro, informative, persuasive, in order to pass the class. So this is a requirement. So make sure you are completing your intro, your informative, and your persuasive speeches in order to pass. This welcome letter is an extension of the syllabus, which you will find here in the Start Here module. We'll go back there in a second. I look forward to a great semester, and if you need me, you can always talk to me in the classroom, you can email me on Eagle, or we can set up a Zoom meeting. But always, if you're going to choose email, make sure you email me using Eagle. It's the only way I'm supposed to communicate with students. We're not supposed to communicate with students through our Rock Valley emails, just Eagle. And you're likely to get a quick response because I'm always checking it also on my phone. All right, so if you have any other questions, you can always call me, but honestly, email is the easiest way. Okay. All right, let's go back to the Start Here module. Okay, so that welcome letter will be posted here. Here's another link to the speaking schedule if you want that Google Doc that was hyperlinked in the welcome letter. The grading scale you can click on. My contact information is the same contact information in that welcome letter, but you will find it here. Email policy, it just reminds you to act like an adult when you were emailing me using Eagle. And then this is the syllabus. So I will go ahead and click this and open it up. It's pretty much, you know, just like the welcome letter, just maybe a little bit more detailed than with the policies that we have to have in our syllabus. All right, so you'll notice that my office hours are Monday 9:15 to 10:30, Wednesday 9:15 to 10:30, and then Friday online from 11 a.m. to 12:40. On the days that we meet in the classroom, I most definitely will be in my office before the class starts. So I'll probably be in here about 9:15 on the days that we have speeches. So if you want to meet with me, that would be a good time, or you can just come down here and check, and chances are you will find me on Tuesdays on the weeks that we're going to be on campus. All right, so everyone's in speech 131. We go over what we need, the recommended reading supplies, just like I mentioned in the welcome letter. This is a hybrid. We're online and face-to-face. Here's the student learning outcomes. You can go over that on your own time. Our course outline, we're going to learn about communication as a discipline, how to become effective communicators. Speech organization is a big one since we're constantly editing and changing our speeches. We'll learn how to add verbal and visual support. Delivery is a big one. Audience adaptation is something that we'll go over. It's a little bit more hands-on when we're in a full face-to-face class, but it's still important to recognize even in these hybrid classes. All right, how you guys are going to be assessed are obviously by speeches. You'll have weekly quizzes. You'll have a midterm and a final exam. And the biggest thing is going to be your presentations and your outlines, which I will go over in the upcoming weeks of how you're going to construct those. I try to make it really simple for you and provide templates for you to just download in the Google Doc and then fill in on your own, because there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. This is a structure I'm looking for, so I just want you to go ahead and fill it in with your own content. This is something I mentioned in the welcome letter. You have to complete those 3 individual speeches in order to pass the class. That's not only my policy, it is a department policy, it is a college policy, it is a state of Illinois IAI requirement that you complete those speeches. Expectations of students, make sure you are reading the material, make sure you are watching these videos. And then no late work on quizzes, because I have to go within all these systems to update them. So I will take late work for those little assignments and late work for the speeches. But again, you're doing yourself a disservice if you do that, but no late work on quizzes. Computer skills, if you are in a hybrid or online course, it's expected that you know how to open a Word document, attach things, use a learning management system, basic fundamental skills of what you need to do working on a computer, but here's a list for you. Late presentation and homework policy we went over. You can read that on your own time. Here is information if you need to withdraw from the course. It's a student-initiated withdrawal, so if you feel like you need to, make sure that you do that. Email policy just reminds you to be an adult when you're emailing me. Okay. Tutoring, if you feel like you need those services, there's the information for you. Academic alert, electronic device policy, I don't really think we're going to have that problem. Just make sure you don't have your phone out when we're doing presentations, but I will remind you of that in the classroom. So go ahead and read those 6 pages on your own. Go ahead and skim those again, but it's basically what I went over in the welcome letter, just some policies, just some things to be aware of, but it's a lot of detail. But again, go ahead and read it on your own time. So my thoughts, countless studies have shown that a fear of public speaking ranks up there with the fear of death. I know that public speaking is something that can produce a lot of anxiety. I get it. When I was a freshman and I took this course at Illinois State University, I had that same anxiety. Even though I came from a theater background, it still gave me anxiety because the audience is different, the setup is different, the environmental context is different, the expectations are different. So I understand what that anxiety is like. I am someone who suffers from a generalized anxiety disorder, so I understand it no matter what setting you're put in to talk in front of people, or just that general worry that people can have and thinking things are going to go bad. Worst case scenario, right? So I get it. And I try to make this course as painless as possible, but I do want you to learn, and wherever your foundation is with your public speaking skills, I just want you to get better. So we're going to learn some basics. We're going to take those basics and we're going to grow upon them. So I'm looking for just like a stepping stone of getting better. Do I expect you to be great and wonderful and perfect? Absolutely not. I have been competitively public speaking since I was 17, and I've never given a perfect speech. Nobody has. So we're just going to start from wherever we start, and that's going to be different for everybody, and we're just going to grow and we're going to get a little bit better. So I promise to make this as painless as possible. I understand your anxiety, and we will get through this together, okay? All right. So with that being said, I want you to know some of my thoughts. I believe that communication is a universal force, and it must be understood in order to achieve any goal in today's competitive world. It is the #1 skill that employers are looking for. Competence in communication, speaking, and listening is a prerequisite to academic, personal, and professional success in life. I believe the ability to communicate effectively and appropriately, which means that you are a competent communicator. To be competent means to be effective and appropriate in whatever setting you're throwing in, is learned, and therefore it must be taught. Speech is a process. Speech is like playing a sport. You might start off kind of crappy, but the more you practice, the better you're going to get. So in order to get good at something, you have to practice, and that's the same way it is for public speaking. You have to practice, and that is the best advice that I will give any student. Did you practice? No? Try practicing. The more you do something, the easier it gets. The relationship between us is hopefully based on mutual respect, where we will listen, understand, and evaluate shared ideas and meaning. This class will challenge you, and that's because of the anxiety that public speaking produces. It is up to you to be ambitious and grow in your skills as communicators. Public speaking takes practice, determination, and ambition to master such a skill. I expect you to practice and improve and take the skills and criticisms to perfect your abilities in public speaking. So I view progress in light of each individual skill level, and I'm primarily looking for improvement, like I mentioned. This is what's going to determine your final grades. Of course, this is always kind of tentative because it could change based on whatever is happening in the world, or if sometimes class changes. But if it does, I will always let you know. And then this is the schedule, but you will obviously find a much more detailed schedule if you just go back to Eagle. But it also kind of gives you a weekly reminder. Week 1, not meeting. Week 2, we're meeting. Week 3 and 4, no meeting. But it does the same thing on Eagle for you. So let's go back to Eagle. Okay, so as you can see, this is what week 1 looks like, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then you'll notice when we're meeting in the classroom, I add in some exclamation points to let you know something big is happening, okay? But make sure you go module by module to kind of check it out. You'll see that there's lectures posted. Week 1 is pretty light. But just some reminders to get us off on the right foot. It tells you what you need to do and what to look for in week 2, because week 2 you do have assignments that are due. Like I said, we're meeting in the classroom, so don't wait until week 2 to look at that assignment. You want to check that out during week 1. Okay. All right, let's see. We will go over more of this because we'll see each other in the class and we'll have time. But definitely go ahead and browse your way through these modules right here. This is your textbook. If you click on this, it'll take you to Cengage, your textbook. If you are having trouble getting into Cengage, you want to make sure that you read or watch this registration video. It's incredibly helpful. And we will go over this more in the classroom, but I urge you to, in week 2, come with any questions you have about the setup of the course, any questions you have about due dates, just any questions in general. Do not be scared to ask them because chances are it's going to help somebody else out. So I will see you guys in week 2, and we'll give our in the bag speech, and you're going to find those directions and an example video located in that assignment, which you'll find in week 2. But like I said, in week 1, don't wait until Monday of week 2 to check that out, because it's going to be due right on that Tuesday when we meet in the classroom. All right, so email me with questions, comments, complaints, concerns, and I will see you guys soon.